28 days. We'll say 28 days. About 28 days ago, I made a post, asked you, ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to know that in PvP, you can get your tenacity and stack off the day. Literally 28 days ago. On those 28 days ago, about 4 days later, you know who decided to come over and clout chase on me. He made his opinions, I made mine. And today, ladies and gentlemen, not but, I'd say an hour ago, or right now, Mr. DOD decides to put out a video. And he says exactly what I said. He says exactly what I said. That EB, when you compare to a gun without a talent, because the EB has its own talent, that all the other guns do not match up. They don't. Why? Because in PvP, that talent is used for survivability. That's right. Survivability. Now, I don't know how many of y'all PvP. I really don't. I have no clue how many of y'all actually PvP. All I know is the developers have said one thing and one thing only. That on the average of all the people that they have collectively taken data from by looking at the data that they have, about 26% of the community PvPs. 26. That's DZ and conflict. 26% is not a bad percentage. And that number fluctuates up and down because they have problems. They've been having problems. And this is easily found. It's from the devs. They post that stuff out. Which means if 26% are doing this, 74% are doing PvE. But even those that that actually go over here and do PvP, they also do PvE. So that 26% is actually still part of the other one. But those that are over here that only PvE are those that they can collectively data show that they don't ever touch PvP. So technically that number could be even higher. So let's just guesstimate. We're going to guesstimate, say 60-40, right? We'll take 24 or 26%. We're going to guesstimate 60-40, right? Good round off number. So 40% of the game PvPs. 60% only PvEs. So they're trying to resolve all the issues that have plagued the PvP community with this update right now. They're fixing status. They're fixing some weapons to make them a little bit stronger. They're fixing your survivability with your armor regen. They're fixing the damage you would take in by giving you the Aegis. They're trying to resolve all the issues that we've all asked about and trying to get it all fixed. So if I'm going to show, like what DOD did just an hour ago, of a talent, I'm not going to show it from a PvE perspective. Me. He is still going off of PvE data because PvP guns like the St. Elmo's, guns like the EB, those two right there can stop damage. We all know how a St. Elmo's works, right? I shoot you with shock bullets, you can't shoot me. And if you can't shoot me, your talent, which is behind you, or ranger, or obliterate, or flatline, does fuck all, right? If I'm shooting you and you're shocked and you can't shoot me, I win. If I take an EB and I get a kill on an NPC or a player, and I get them, and now I have tenacity, and then I get another kill and I get more tenacity, and I get a kill and I'm at full maxed out tenacity, you could put me up against 5, 6, 7 other players, and as long as I continue to get kills after that, I am 100% immune to your damage, to anything. I am invincible until my tenacity wears off. And if my tenacity wears off, which typically is after 10 seconds, during that 10 seconds, I am fully invincible with whatever I've got, and then I can then keep going on and get more tenacity and tenacity again. But if I do not get that third kill, that damage I have been taking by everybody else is going to drop and kill me. So again, you cannot show tenacity in a PvE standpoint, which is why even he said at the beginning of his video, which I'm sure somebody's going to say that they were right, but like he said, that talent, if I were to take all the talents away from all the weapons, just like I said, the EB is number one because of its damage. It's simplistic damage. But the moment you put in a damage talent against it, it does fuck all, which is why, like I said, if you want to do an equal comparison on a weapon against that talent, you do preservation, because they work the same. I'm not taking in damage. That one there gives me survivability. Those are the two talents that are closest to each other. Preservation, tenacity. Those two right there are the best way to compare any weapon to the EB. And even he didn't do so. He went for damage, which is, again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, why certain content creators only show stuff from a PvE perspective. I don't do that. I will never do that. I take it from PvE and the PvP perspective, and I combine the two. And you can do so, while some people say you can't. You can't do that against the build. You can't do that against a gun. You actually can. There's only one way to do so. And if you want to know what it is, all you have to do is take away the talent and take away sustain. You take away the talent, you take away sustained damage, and you put those builds into both scenarios, and that'll tell you the equal outcome of what is good for PvE and what is good for PvP. That's all it takes. This is not some insider trader knowledge. This is what most PvP players know. If you want to know how a build works in that scenario and in this one, that's how you figure it out. You take away sustained damage and you take away the talents. And you put them in an equal comparison. If this build works over here like that, it will work over here with that. That's how you get it. It's not rocket science. It's not hard math. A lot of people do not want to try to do those types of combinations. I do. But this is hilarious. It is fucking hilarious. Because, again, I told you so. I hate being that guy, but I can't help but say it because it's true. I told you so. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come back and be like, yeah, see, I was right. Ranger, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this gun's better. Yeah. Only if you put a damage talent on there. Only. That's the only way your argument wins. Oh, well. Like I said, I can lead a horse to water. I can't make you drink. I tried telling you guys, y'all think I'm bullshitting. I actually had someone sit here and say that I talk down to you. I'm not trying to. If you're watching right now and you think I'm purposely talking down to you, I'm not. I'm just trying to say, will you see this? Will you open your eyes? If you think I'm purposely talking down to you, I'm sorry you take it that way. I really am. I am not that type of person. If you think I'm talking down to you right now, I apologize. I'm not trying to. Maybe it's the military style in me that I've had for all the years, the job and everything else. I do apologize if that's how you take it. I really am. I'm just trying to say, will you open your eyes to the bullshit? That's it. That's all I'm asking. Like I said, that was right. But again, today, the reason why I love today is it's the 27th. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 27th. It has been 28 days since my post. If I go out there and look right now, if you want to go look at it, go look at my channel. Go look at my second post where it's got a poll on there about the EV. You'll see it says 4 weeks right now. It'll say 4 weeks right here. If you go looking at what's his face's post, you'll see it says 3 weeks right now. You'll see that it was nothing about, none of this was ever about the EV. None of this was about the G36. None of this was about talents. This was all about trying to get at me. And if you look, I only take my glasses up when I'm being very, very serious. If you look back at, I think it's 2 or 3 videos, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe me, I said I will lead you to water. I cannot make you drink. I'm asking you this. Do yourself a favor. If you think I'm lying to you, if you really think if I'm a bullshit asshole and I'm lying to you, if you really think I'm lying to you, do yourself a favor, okay? Go back to his videos, the last, I think 2 or 3, at the very end of one of those that he just posted out. You will see him say exactly this, okay? I will say it word for word. He goes, if you change your name to something truck just because I mentioned the word truck, then, man, you could suck a big fat one. But yet, if you go back and look at his comments in his community posts and his videos, he literally says the trucker. He was talking about me, so I changed my name to the trucker, off constantly the trucker, because he would not lead you to me, because he knew if you heard the truth, you guys would see that it was all bullshit. You would. If you think I'm lying, go take a look at that. Go. Please. It's not about me clout chasing off this. It's a fact that this motherfucker can't help but talk about me. Then he tried to hide it. That's why DOD went out here, and I told DOD, hey, if you're going to make a video, just make the video. I don't really give 2 shits. All I'm saying is, you're going to see what I was talking about, and I showed him the proof. That's why he didn't try to bring any of that up. He just tried to say, hey, this right here. And he even said that the damage talents is the only way that those weapons win against the ED. You have to add in a damage talent. And the ED is not a damage talent. He literally just said that a little more than an hour ago. And I told y'all this. I even told him that. And again, I was right. I was right. I can only lead you guys to water so much before I'm like, fucking, I'm out. I'll go drink myself. So, again, if you don't believe me, go take a look yourself. If you think I'm lying, go take a look. Pray to God that this is over with. I pray to God this is the last I have to hear of that fucking idiot. I want someone to explain this to me, please. I'm asking you kindly. I want to hear what you guys say. Yo, what's up? I want to hear what you guys have to say, okay? I want you to explain to me so I can understand of how in his community post he said no one is talking about the F2000 when Hussam, a guy who I followed, was talking about it. McGuns, another guy, was talking about it. Tons of other content creators, even myself, said that the F2000 was going to be a formidable opponent, especially the Shield Splinter, days before all that stuff about the EV, and he tried to say that no one was talking about it. Is that way? Like, how? That literally shows he doesn't actually pay attention to shit. And nobody catches it because, from what other people said in my community, he's just a hype man. Am I wrong? Are they right? Is he right? Am I wrong? I just want to know the truth. I don't have some secret agenda. I don't have anything like that. I just want to know the truth. Am I wrong? Because again, even DOD an hour ago said exactly what I said. DOD 1 hour ago said he said it a different way than what I said, but I said exactly that. I said exactly that. Yes, exactly. And that's the number one. I said exactly that too. The Shield Splinter, that's the one fall down of an F2000. It's the number one problem with the CTAR. The CTAR would be a phenomenal weapon right now. People would be using that thing like crazy if it was allowed to use with a laser pointer. Now, do you need a laser pointer to use it? No. But you could still put on two things. You could put on, and I've showed this to other people, you could put on the sniper specialist, the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter would give you the ability to have the aerial drone, which would constantly pulse every 3 seconds. I have explained this to players and how it works. And on top of that, you could put on the mask, the Gilligard mask, which would allow you to then pulse. And if you pulsed that way, you could have it every 8 seconds. So there are two ways to get flatline out. People don't use it that way. But again, even the CTAR itself and the F2000 does not allow for those other mods because they only have 3 and the CTAR has 4. But some of those mods, which would be like the critical hit damage underneath on the bottom, you can't attach those there. And because you can't attach those there, those weapons are shit. We don't have to explain that the damages are better or not because of what you have on for a talent. Those weapons suck because you cannot put those attachments on. If you don't believe me, like I said, I can lead you guys to water. I can't make you drink. But these guys right here only go by certain things like that. They're not weighing in the fact that if I put on Firewall, it gives me that extra 10% mod underneath. My CTAR does not allow me to put that on there. The F2000 does not allow you to put that on there. So if I wanted to get a weapon that was similar to those, like especially if I were to do FAMAS, let's say I wanted to do FAMAS versus, yeah, because it has less damage per bullet. But let's just say I want to do FAMAS versus Police M4, right? Let's do the two weapons that are almost identical to each other. If I put in a FAMAS versus a Police M4, the Police M4 allows you to put on that extra piece from the Firewall, which gives you that extra critical hit damage. The FAMAS does not allow you to do that. So you can only get the 5%, not the 10%, which would put the Police M4 up there a little bit more. Because if you were using said specialist, you get the more damage because you have more critical hit damage. They don't put those in the comparison when they do like DOD does with his notes. He doesn't. And the other dude, I'm not trying to mention his name because he's like, you know, Lord Voldemort in my community. If you were to put that stuff into comparison, everything that they say it falls down. Every bit of it. That's why when you do PvE versus PvP comparisons, I've said this over and over and over to multiple people. If you want to know if your build can PvP from PvE or vice versa, all you have to do is take the talents off and take off sustained damage. Just go by your base damage and just go by this. No, it's not KVD. But if you want to find out if your build can PvP and you're in PvE, or you're in PvP and you want to see if it'll PvE, all you have to do is remove sustained damage, put that on, put your build on to the test, and take off the talents and just do a talent that doesn't even give you any kind of damage. If you do that in comparison, if your build works over here, it'll work over here. And that's all you have to do. Then it's just finding out what your play level is of how many blues you want versus how many reds you want. Do you want to even it out? Do you want to have more damage? Do you want to have more survivability? That's all it is. And I'm able to do this stuff right now with my hands because we're at a stop. Because that same spot where old boy decided to go barreling down the side and into the middle, the median the other day. I'm back at that same fucking spot. But yeah, again, what was it, an hour ago? The reason why I'm doing this right now is because literally an hour ago, DOD posted out a video that said exactly what I said to that fucking idiot who wanted to make 1, 2, 3, 4 fucking videos on a matter that he had no fucking idea about at all. Like how do you go from, okay, the G36 is going to be the best weapon in the game, Born Great was better than the EB, to I'm just going to show this here for this, and then I'm going to do Ranger, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You have no clue what you're doing. I know like hell you ain't gonna try to squeeze in. Dude, we've all been in the left lane for God knows how long, and you decide to barrel up beside me? No, fuck you. Get behind. I'm gonna say this one last time, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna leave it be. I wanted more than anything to start this year off good, fresh, help you guys out. Me and a bunch of other people had a game plan of hooking you guys up with a bunch of groups who like to PvP, with a bunch of people who want to have a good time, people who just want to share memes, people who just want to shoot the shit, make friends, all that kind of stuff. That's all we really wanted to do. We're tired of the toxicity and the bullshit that comes around with this game and some of this community, because while Call of Duty can be toxic and people just say stupid shit in Call of Duty, this game can get even worse because people try to compare that my build is better than yours, my damage is better than yours, all that kind of stuff. Versus over there, everybody's using the same fucking shit. So this community, honestly, has got a bunch of bad apples in it and everything. And I am not your guys' spokesperson. I don't want to be your spokesperson. I just want to be the voice for you guys and what y'all want from the developers. That's it. I don't want to say what you want to say to everybody else. I just want to be that guy who, you guys want this type of damage, you want this type of survivability, and the developers aren't listening to you. I want to be that guy who echoes your shit to them. That's it. If I go about doing that wrong for you guys, I apologize. It's just how I am. It's how I voice it. If I'm voicing it wrong for you guys, I apologize. I do it how I saw it. But these guys right here, they have no fucking clue. Like, there's a guy right now, I know him, he's on Xbox, I've got him as a friend, or at least someone I would play with. His name is Ugly, Ugly. He is over there. He even said the same thing to DOD. He said the same thing to Soap and people like that, of you cannot compare some of these things to it because of how it's used in PvP. You are only comparing this as a PvE standard. That's not how you do a good comparison. You cannot compare those things in that manner. It's not possible. If you're going to do it, you need to do a equal comparison, and to do so, you need to find a talent or a weapon or a build or something like that that is equal to it, which is the same fucking shit I have said. If you're going to compare a survivability talent, you need to pick a survivability talent. Preservation. If I'm going to choose Ranger, for example, I want to choose Ranger, I'm going to go get Ranger on a FAMAS and an M4. Because if I'm going to test those two weapons out, the FAMAS and the M4, if I'm going to test those two weapons out, I'm going to get one of those each. I'm going to put Ranger on this one, I'm going to put Ranger on this one. I'm going to do the tests, an equal comparison. If I'm going to test the EB versus a G36 for a comparison, this one here, the EB, has a survivability talent where you get kills, you can take less damage. The only thing closest to that right there is preservation. So I'm going to put preservation on a G36. It's not a equal comparison. It's still like, this is the EB, this is preservation. But it's the closest thing to it, because if I go putting on a damage talent, now this one here goes like this, right? This is simple knowledge, simple math, and they don't understand it. So if I'm going to do this as a PvP and a PvE comparison, I have to find something that would match this right here. This is the EB. I've got to find something that matches this, something that's the closest thing to it. I can't go saying this here's stronger. I can't go saying that this here's weaker. What did he say? A noob should realize tenacity is not a damage talent. Yes. And that's the one thing that a lot of people are going to mistake. That, and I hate to say it, it's gonna be mistaken, and this other guy is gonna miss it out and say he's right, because right at the fucking beginning of that video from DOD, the very beginning of that video, ladies and gentlemen, the very first part of it, he says, if I compare these without the talents, because tenacity cannot be compared to any other talent in the game, if I remove all the talents from the weapons, the EB has the most damage. But the moment I put on a damage talent and he tries to compare it to behind you, which gives 40%, all the other weapons beat the EB. The EB is not a damage talent. So you can't even compare those in that video to that gun, because you're comparing damage to survivability, which is what I tried to explain to everybody in that. And like I said, I lead you to water, you don't drink. That's not my fault. I do the best I can with what I've got. Again, if you're watching right now and you feel like I'm talking down to you, I apologize. I'm just trying to make sure you understand and you wake up and you see the bullshit. That you're wise enough to realize that all that right there was bullshit. Because if I'm going to do an equal comparison, I got to find a talent, and there's only one. Well, okay, there's two. There's two. One doesn't even come close. Preservation is the closest one. The second one, if you know what it is, it's the one that's got a little cross. I can't remember what it's called, but if you shoot, yeah, I said the same thing. If I shoot you in the head or whatever, and I have a chem launcher at my feet, right? I shoot you in the head, I get a chem launcher at my feet, it gives me 30% more heals, right? That's the only other one that's close. And if I do preservation versus that one, this one's way down here. Preservation, I get a kill, I get 10% heals, right? If I get a headshot kill, I get an extra 10% per X amount of seconds, right? And if I continuously get headshot kills, that can actually stack up to where you can have 10% on 10% on 10% on 10%. So you can actually have, I think, between the time of seconds, if you can get your time to kill up there, you can actually get about 40% for a few seconds, and it's usually an average of 30%. So if I get 30% plus that, that's 40% armor regen in that period of time that it allows. That's why I say preservation is the closest thing to tenacity, because while I can still take in the damage, I can also get a kill and keep that going as long as I'm getting headshot kills. So again, they don't do those comparisons because they know for a fact it would be proving me right. And I try to explain that to you, and if you go watch his video, you'll see he says exactly that. Before you put a talent, a damage talent against it, boom, this one will win. And it's the EB. EB is number one for damage before the talents. But if I put a damage talent onto this, then all these here make the EB look like shit. No shit, because it's not a damage talent. That's the last I'm going to say on that, because I'm tired of being right. Tired. A guy who sits in a fucking truck, makes money like this, has time to play a fucking video game, has time to just sit back and do a little bit of math because he's got nothing else to do on his spare time, shows you guys this shit, and other motherfuckers want to clout chase off of it because they're like, oh, I don't like him. Why? Because I'm right? Because you think bullshit that someone else told you? I swear to God, I've been painted wrong so many different ways. I mean, I said I wouldn't do this, but I have to. I'm going to say it in this video for anybody who's watching. I'm going to ask you kindly to do me one solid favor. In one of my community posts, which shows the 2 knee pads, it's got the photo with the 2 knee pads. In that community post, I have a link. I have a link to a video. I'm only asking that you watch that video all the way through, if you're going to watch it. Asking you kindly to stop watching my live and to go take a look at that video. Please. If you're watching right now and you're willing to do so, I'm asking you, please, don't watch my live anymore. Click off, go to my community, go take a look at that video. Please. The reason why I'm asking you guys to kindly go take a look at that video in my community post is one of the reasons why I don't want to watch. I don't really like the guy who I've been talking about right now. Both of them, actually. If you watch that video, I'm asking you to watch it all the way through, you'll see the truth. You will. I have been purposely painted because of a lie, because of one of those gentlemen who won't fess up to it. He won't. He won't tell you the truth. And it sucks because people think I'm an asshole, I'm some jackass because of that lie. People think I'm literally this giant asshole who's done some kind of evil thing because of a lie. And yet the person who made this lie has actually said that it wasn't me. He literally says, and I have photo proof that this man who said this stuff to someone else, who defamed me, who made me out to be this bad person, who lied about me, is the same motherfucker who came out and admitted that it wasn't me. But if he comes out and says this, then he becomes the bad guy. And he's getting all this fame by not telling the truth and not admitting to it. Yeah, I guess I'm in my fucking head. Oh yeah, rice grain. I'm hauling rice. But nobody wants to admit to it. Nobody wants to admit to it. My community's tired of hearing about it, but it's the fucking truth. Which is why I'm not trying to post the fucking video. I'm not. I've got the video. Like I said, the video is out there. It's right there in the community post that I got with the 2 knee pads. It's right there. Every bit of truth you've ever wanted to know. Every bit of it. You think I'm this asshole. You think I'm this jerk. The video's right there. Go take a look at it. Every bit of the truth. Even the other person who went and did this information, this fact-finding search, his video was 90% accurate. His video was 95% accurate. It's damn near fully accurate. Damn near. And I tagged his video so you can see the full fucking truth. Because I'm tired of living in this fucking world where everybody thinks that, I'm just this jackass. who thinks I'm purposely out to get people, who thinks I'm just trying to talk down to you, who thinks I'm trying to degrade you, treat you like shit. I'm out here right now at this very moment working every single ounce I got to give you guys a fun and enjoyable PvP community with all these other clans, and I'm the one who set all this up. I am not this asshole people paint me out to be. I am trying to do good things for you guys, trying to give you guys something fun, trying to give you guys something cool, something you would like. I'm working with all the other people, and you could probably ask them, what do you think about Offbeat? They'll tell you, most of them will tell you, he's a nice guy. Talks a lot, but he's a nice guy. No. All because of a fucking lie. And I have to deal with this shit. Until those people admit that they lied. That's what I got. All right, whoever wanted the Amazon package, he's stuck right in front of me. I'm sorry, your mail's going to be here late. There's your Amazon package, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there in front of me. Whoever's wife ordered all that shit from Amazon, it's right here. I don't know why my fucking phone does that. That wiggle. But we're stuck here in traffic because somebody probably had a fucking accident again in the fucking area where that other dude had that accident the other day. Because everybody wants to rush up and be number one in a fucking construction zone. And we get to deal with this. Every fucking day. Trim my fucking gear. So, other than that bullshit, how's y'all's day? Hope it's better than mine. Mine's great. It just, now I'm stuck in traffic. Let's see what's going on. Let's talk to some people. Tekken 8. No, I'll be honest, this is how old I am.
There's an accident up in the construction area.
Anybody identify those light birds out in the field?
Who the fuck cares about the birds? The last Tekken that I played was Tekken 2. That's the last one I played. This is Wile E. Coyote. Anybody else out there find out what the hell is causing this daggum traffic?
Accident driver and accident in the construction area.
10-4. They moving that yet?
Are we moving yet?
I see some people slowly scrolling forward.
No, it's not moving up here.
There, Amazon, you want to hang tight over here beside me real quick?
Take the 30 break, come on.
You might as well.
Y'all want to sit out and make a little cookout over here?
Yeah, I got the chips.
Yeah, I got the hamburgers. Now we know what the traffic is. But again, to y'all that are watching, there's a lot of people who think, and I have heard this over and over and over, a lot of people think that you shouldn't take a video game that seriously. It's a little bit different when you become over 1,000 subscribers. It's not that I'm taking the video game that seriously. I really don't. My problem that I have with this is once you get over 1,000 subscribers, you have monetization, you can get you can become, you know, affiliate, all that kind of stuff. And then people sit there and purposely, after you get to that spot right there, once you get to that spot, there are people who literally come after you to use you and try to bring you down. They do. They intentionally try to do so. I do not want to bring any of them down. My issue with KVD, which some of y'all know, like I've said this before, I have no personal beef with the man except for the fact that I would just like an apology from him for what he said to my kid. Well, not to my kid, about my kid. Sorry. Wrong set of words. What he said about my kid. If he would apologize, me being the Christian man that I am, I'd forgive him. I would. I would forgive him and go about our day. Have I made tons of videos about him? Yeah, because again, he did what he did. The same thing has happened from Mr. Soap, where he used my wife as a reference. He didn't do it once, he did it twice. KVD did what he did once. That was it. Soap did it twice. But I'm so tired of this dude right here coming after anything and everything that I do. He actually has said to other people who have told me about it, showed me photos, that he thinks that everything I say, everything I do is about him. Everything I do is about him. I don't see how that's physically possible. I don't. Never will. And because of that, that's why, like I said, today happens to be 28 days later. My post right now, if you go back and take a look at it, the poll part, you're going to see it says 4 weeks ago. If you go back and look at his, where he says, I heard some content creator saying that the headshot damage cripples EV on his channel, you'll see it says 3 weeks right now. Mine says 4, his says 3 today. So how, like I said, if I lead you to water, I'm leading you to where to go look, and you don't drink and you don't see that this dude did his entire EB fucking spiel of 4 videos trying to talk about the G36 and blah blah blah, his 4 videos that he's got, how is that not about clout chasing me? And in said videos, he talks about the trucker. He refers to me as the trucker. So rather than people not coming to me and seeing the truth, I name myself off constantly the trucker, which I'm thinking about changing my name just to make you guys laugh a little bit more. Would be like, my name is Jack, and everybody knows me as Off, and I'm the trucker, so it'd be Jack Off the Trucker. Like, again, I'd rather make you guys laugh. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments is going to be dying laughing, or anybody watching this right now is probably laughing in their chair. I would rather make you guys laugh. I doubt anybody would actually reference, hey, have you watched Jack Off the Trucker? What? Yeah. It's funny, you know you're laughing. That squeak? Yeah, it better not be my fucking windshield wipers. It's my windshield wipers. Why are you squeaking? Anyway. Let y'all get to take a look at what I'm doing instead of looking at me all day long. Why does my phone do that stupid shit? I don't get it. It doesn't do that when it's facing me, but it does it when I face outwards. Why? It's like a beatbox to me. I don't have any music playing. Don't worry, your Amazon package is going to get there eventually. Man, y'all see that fucking turtle? That turtle passed by so fucking fast. There's a snail on the back of that turtle. He's going, wee! Get an inch forward. Yep, there it is. So, like I said earlier, so Mr. U9LY, a guy who his gamer tag just kind of looks like it says ugly. It's U9LY. Even he mentioned right here, he says, I mentioned to them to compare preservation numerous times, but no one wants to account for any logic. It's just PvE stats against PvP stats. So, oh look, your roads are the same as the UK track. It's so fucking true. Your roads are the exact same right now, dude. I'm not gonna lie, Lee. I have been in this type of weather for the past 8 days. That is why that field to my right, it's a field. It's not a pond. Is full of water over there. Take a look. That's a field. That's probably cornfield or something like that. It is full of water right now. That right there to my right, again, a cornfield. It is full of water. Faster than me, I'm just heavier than that dude is. I'm fully fucking loaded right now. 48,000 pounds of material, full fuel tanks, everything. I'm probably 79,600 pounds. I put queso to shame. I know like hell you did not. No. You motherfuckers. Y'all went around and are now trying to get back onto the fucking highway. Now I know where the fucking traffic is. That's what I thought. Get the fuck behind me. I'm already in motion. Oh yeah, and I know he probably won't see us because again my stuff is mainly about gaming and all that. But to that motherfucker this morning who didn't stop at the stop sign that I almost ran into the side of your fucking trailer because I am on a road that you're trying to turn onto and cut me off. I want you to know, if you ever see this fucking video, if you ever find it, fuck you. So if y'all didn't see it, I'll show you right here. It's coming up here pretty soon. I have another video. It was a little bit of a short, probably about 15, 20 minutes. Y'all are about to see exactly where it was too. It's coming up. Pay attention, it's gonna be right here on the right. I'll even pan the camera that way. Right, no, not there. Right there. There it is. There's the tracks. Straight off into the mud. They pulled him over there onto the brand new concrete. Oh boy, literally right there. He went barreling nose first into that because he was too close to the other semis not paying attention in this type of situation right here. And he went nose first, just straight into the ditch, got stuck in there. And it looks like they had to pull him out over onto the brand new concrete over there on the right. Because that's the way the tracks went. The dirt went that way. So he couldn't get out because again, it's still, we're soggy bottom boys right now. I mean, it's nothing but mud out here. Because it hasn't dried. It's been like this for, again, going on probably about 7 days, maybe 8 in this area. Nothing but a little bit of rain. It's not heavy rain. Hold on. What was this? What did he say? Steady-handed. Want a no reload ACS 12 so bad. Fucking. Okay. I'm gonna let you know right now. I get where you're trying to go with the steady-handed, okay? It's something about, if I remember correctly, it's still about the, oh crap. Because everybody wants to not have to reload, so I tried this one, and I'll just do this, okay? Because I can't remember everything about steady-handed. I can't remember if it requires crits or not. I'm not looking at my stuff right now. I think I know what you're talking about, so I'm not going to go. If I don't know, I got to look it back up, but I'll try to look into that tonight. Let me write it down. There's my fucking pen. Let me write it down. Hold on. Steady hand did shotgun. Okay, I'll take a look at that tonight. So I tried pummel, and I tried to make the ACS 12 where after you got, X amount of kills, you can get pummel, and then it's basically, it instantly reloads your magazine, blah blah blah. That shotgun does not have the ability to do enough damage for how those bullets hit, or those pellets hit per shot, per bullet, blah blah blah. So none of those would work. The only thing that would give you even close to an automatic reload in anything was fast hands, but then you still have to crit. And I saw your comment. I'll get into about health here in a second. So the same thing works with any kind of damage on that. So basically, the survivability or the faster reloads on that, none of that would matter. The ACS 12, the two strongest pieces for that shotgun or I'll say 3, is having fast hands on it, or having flatline, because you can use that with a pulse build and get damage out, or you go with the named ACS-12, the lefty shotgun, and then you use a grenade and help your teammates out. That's pretty much the only 3 ways a lefty shotgun is good. And yeah, you do. You gain a lot of accuracy and stability, so you can land shots after that. But the problem is, again, it also requires 100. So you have to go through 5 magazines with that. And again, it's the same thing. You're not going to get more damage and anything, because by the time you get through that one magazine, the magazine is going to be gone because of how fast it goes through. So it turns into nothing. And that's the biggest problem with that, is you only have, what is it? And that's why I was saying, if I remember correctly, you only have about 160 some odd bullet, shotgun shells to land. And while some of those, it counts per pellet, that one is the one that counts per shell. It doesn't count per the pellets, it counts per the shell. And that's where, if I remember correctly, and that's why I say I'm not trying to go off wrong information. If I remember, I wrote it down correctly in my books in the back of the semi. That's what it goes off. It doesn't go off the pellets, it goes off the shells. And that's the biggest drawback for it. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because, and again, I agree with what you're saying and what you want it to do, but that's also why fast hands works beautifully off of it, and the blue armor for like pulse builds works beautifully on it, because it actually does count. It actually does count the pellets. It doesn't count the shells. It counts the pellets for those. Same with Striker and all that. It counts the pellets. But the other one, which I think you're talking about, which is the one with the accuracy and stability, it doesn't count the pellets. It counts the shells. And that's where it messes up. I don't know if that's a messed up mechanic, and I think I know what you're talking about now. I think that's a messed up mechanic. It shouldn't do that. But again, that's what it does. So, yeah, exactly. They count on the Heartbreaker to give you the blue armor, and that's what I'm saying. Something's not right on that. That's why I haven't really covered any of that. I don't really want to, because we could see in TU20 that they caught this and go, oh fuck, we messed up here. Let's do this. So I don't want to just kind of go into that, because again, we got this PTS, all these other things, and who knows, maybe something of that will patch it. If not, if it doesn't, then I'll cover it, because that's what I do after the patch comes out. After the TU comes out, it definitely could be fixed, and if it's not fixed, that's where I'm going to cover that stuff. And believe me, I got that one ready just in case. I've got current video right now that I'm holding on to, and I'm waiting to see if it fixes. If it doesn't fix, then I'll address that later. Same with, it's the same thing when they went and fucked with, and I tried to cover this in one of my videos, it's the same thing when they came out and fucked with the break on your armor, which caused a burn 2 players. When they patched that for PvP off the firewall, it fucked with, and let me put it this way. So when your armor broke on firewall, you'd send out a burn and people nearby would catch on fire, right? They took that away, and when they took that away, it fucked with the sharpshooter specialist med pack. What a lot of people don't know is when it did that right there, the sharpshooter med pack used to count for 20 seconds of a duration to stop you from catching status, and that was in PvP. Since they messed with firewall, it's messed with this. I've got messages to Morton and saying, why the fuck haven't y'all fixed this? They still haven't fixed it. I have brought this up because if you don't believe me, go do yourself a favor, go put in a high armor build, have your buddy set you on fire, and then put on that specialist med pack. You'll see it clears the status, and then have him shoot you again and set you on fire, and you'll see that the 20-second duration isn't there. It is there in PvE, but it's not in PvP. So make that make sense. There are things in this game that are still broken that I have brought to the developers' attention, and they don't want to fix it. They don't. Which is why I'm hoping something in TU20 takes all that coding and they found all these little bugs and they fixed it. Wish in one hand, shit in the other, tell me which one fills up faster. Yeah, that so many people forget that they love the FAMAS, they love things that fire really fast, but they forget that weapons like the Good Times works beautifully with strikers. Like, you get all that damaged targets out of cover, you get that damaged armor, and as long as you're critting, you can then get that faster reload. And then you get that high LMG damage. You can basically put on a set of contractor's gloves, put on one piece of Seska to get your crit chance back up there, and then boom, you have all this extra damaged armor, damaged targets out of cover on an LMG, and put that on the strikers, and look at the fun. You will see things just die. Because now you're critting, you got fast hands, the perfect fast hands, and that LMG is just a monster. I have said that in older videos, and everybody just wants those guns that fire extremely really fast. Again, that's player's preference. Am I saying that those are bad? No. I'm just saying that's a player's preference. Okay, so gentleman's question, let me get to the other gentleman's question about the health. What do I think about the health? Is that going to bring clutch back? From what I understand and what I've seen, yes. This could make a huge comeback for clutch. Now, I did have someone make a comment on a post that I had. I don't know where those comments went. I guess he deleted them or something like that. I don't know why. It wasn't anything bad. It was actually pretty good. But he said that because of all of these green gear sets and things like that coming back, and they're kind of changing a little bit to where we're getting Berserk back in a way, and I explained how Berserk was kind of coming back. He said, do you think other type talents or pieces, we might see those ones come back? Good times. Yeah. Could we see those talents come back? You know, like the one on your knee pads. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a P. Again, I had it on the top of my tongue. Preservation. No, not preservation. Patience. Patience. Thank you. I gotta have patience to remember patience. Like that one right there for the knee pads. Like the one that Soak said. Could it have made the game better? No. It wouldn't have made this game better. But could we see that one in the future? That's what he asked. Yes, we could see that in the future. We could see that in TU21. We could see that in TU22. Because again, they're bringing all these things slowly back. If you notice, they brought back Berserk in, hey, what's up, Frank? They basically, in a way, brought back Berserk in a way where it's not you're able to do more damage the more damage you take. It's you're able to stop the more damage by doing certain things. So they're bringing it back, but they're turning whatever it was upside down. Okay, so what we thought was going to be this, how it used to be, it's now the reverse, but it has come back to an extent. And because you can stop damage from coming in, that allows you to keep, and people did show this, you can keep your blue armor up for even longer. So in so doing, that would make the Matador backpack or the Memento backpack, if you can get tags in PvP, you could keep your blue armor on that Aegis for a lot longer, which would allow you to get more towards Intimidate. So this could be a giant way to get Intimidate back as well, not just Clutch. But because they're bringing back Berserk in this form, in a way, if you want to look at it that way, we could maybe in the future, maybe in TU21, see an actual talent like Berserk come back. Matador, great. Matador Blueprint, perfect. And that's another thing. A lot of people are like, well, how do I get that perfect Matador? I've been farming for it for ages. Man, just get your ass into the fucking Descent. I don't care if you like it or you love it or you hate it. Go play it, get your blueprints like he did, and go craft one. Being able to craft those is a lot easier than going to farm for it in the DZ. You're not going to get it as easily. You're not going to be able to just say, I want this, versus you can just go to your crafting bench and be able to craft it. But I'm telling you guys right now, hold off. Do not craft shit. Do not. Just go out. Running a True Patriot magazine on ACS 12. Yeah. Do yourself a favor. Don't craft or anything. If you go farm, like I said in my video, it's not about not farming. It's about not farming for shit you know you can easily craft. That's what it was. Like you can craft a shit ton of F2000s versus if I go to let's say we go to Countdown right now, right? I go to Countdown and I select ARs. I'm going to have every one of those ARs on that list in that loot pool and they're going to drop, right? But I don't want all these other ARs. I'm looking for one type of AR, right? I'm looking for the F2000. For an example, go to the crafting bench. Go craft you one. You can craft those all fucking day long. Craft them, craft them, craft them, craft them. Till you get the perfect one that you want. Don't waste your time trying to farm Countdown on an AR when you're going to get all of these ARs versus you're looking for that specific one. Fuck, go craft it. But if I'm right from what people showed in their videos of the PTS, if I'm right, I can't see that. Whatever you said, it was automatically muted. It says message retracted. Okay, my bad. Good. Well, okay. So, like I was saying, if you wanted to go to Countdown and you wanted to farm for stuff, farm for things like the Matador, which would be like Walker and Harris. Go farm for that stuff. Delete it, deconstruct it, get those Walker and Harris pieces. Go craft yourself a Matador, use it that way. But hold off on crafting those. The reason why, and I'm trying to say this, is if that crafting bench, which they're changing to the Tinkering Station, if this is correct from what the PTS showed and what people did show in their Twitch stuff and some of their lives on YouTube and everything, if this Tinkering Station is like they showed and it's as godly as they say, make sure your library, the part on the very far hand right of your library, if every talent and every attribute you have is in there, completely maxed out, like say you want crit chance, critical hit damage, and the armor, which would be on backpacks, is completely maxed out, like it's all the way across on that line, completely maxed out, you could then go and craft a Matador backpack, and every attribute on that Matador, if it was crit chance and critical hit damage, would be all the way across. You wouldn't have to go farm for one and get it and have to re-roll it into or max roll it. It would be max roll. It would be completely and utterly max roll on everything. So all you'd have to do is just go, I just want armor on there. Let me re-roll this to armor. That saves on so many points and credits and everything, where you do not have to go run so many characters through New York just to max out a build. The build will already be maxed just by rolling and going, let me tinker on this. This is what I'm looking for. Oh, I've got one that has crit chance, critical hit damage. Boom. It's fully maxed out. It'll come with 6 and 12. If that's right, and what people showed, and the developers keep it that way, we no longer have to farm for shit. You just have to go to Countdown to go get enough golden gear to deconstruct, to go to the tinkering station and just craft, and boom, everything you ever wanted was God roll. Now, whether it's going to have the right rolls or not, that's going to be the issue. But if it is the right rolls, it's God roll. It's completely God roll. So, I don't know if that's going to interest you guys. If so, that's awesome. I mean, to me, I'm going to love that. I'm going to love it. This means I don't have to go work my ass off, find all this shit, take characters through New York just to maximize a build, to bring you guys proper information, proper damages. It's going to be, all I got to do is go, okay, I've got enough stuff. I've got 999 Gilligard pieces. Great, I need to craft a Gilligard. Boom, it crafts. God roll, God roll, God roll, God roll, and the right talent. Boom, I'm max rolled. Cool, I'm done. And that's another reason why I said don't farm, because even those F2000s that you may have right now, they might be what you really, really want, because you could probably change the talent to whatever you wanted. Great. But for those people who don't have that and they go and start crafting right now, they're going to craft ones that might be 50% rolls. If you go and craft after this tinkering station comes out and your weapon damage on your library is 15%, your health damage is 21%, your damage targets out of cover is 10%, and you have all the possible talents, if you go and craft an F2000 after February 6th at the tinkering station, that F2000 is going to craft and drop for you, it's going to be 15, 21, 10, and whatever talent you want to roll. And you don't have to go, okay, let me put some points into this, let me put some points into that. And again, that's if they keep, and this is the biggest part, this is why I say I don't like the PTS. I would rather have actual game testers do the PTS, find all the bullshit, and then say, hey, here's our finished product, versus a bunch of players going, oh, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, but then they change everything before they release it. It infuriates me, because while we're all hyped up for this shit, everybody's like, yeah, they could be like, yeah, behind you is giving 40%, that's too much, let's drop it down to 20. You were all hyped for what? For nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why I hate the PTS. They need to have actual game testers test this shit and verify it, not us as gamers. Yeah, we should be able to play it, we should be able to enjoy it, but we should not be the ones doing the testing for them. Appreciate it, Lee. And that's what I think about that. That's one reason why I don't like doing, even on this stuff right here, I could be saying this and then tomorrow they come out and say, yeah, this is what it's really going to be like. And then everything I've said right here could be bullshit about the PTS. Every bit of the damages, everything about clutch, everything about this health. Again, it could be great. It's awesome from what they're saying, what they're showing. But it turns out to be a bunch of hooey, because they just decided, we're done, we don't like that. We don't want it to work that way. Great, so I did all this for nothing. Maybe I'll see it that way. Maybe you see it a different way. That's how I see it. That's good lemonade. Oh yeah. Um, and again, even if I'm not live, send me a message. If you don't have a deal to our Discord, put a message on my next video, or after this video is done, come back, put a message. I'll send you a link to the Discord. People ask these questions all the time. If I can't answer it for you, there's other guys who are just as knowledgeable as I am in there. They will help you out. They'll guide you along. They'll get you that information. It will be accurate. And again, most of the guys that will give you the information, just like I am, they're going to give it to you from both perspectives. They're not going to give it to you from a PvE perspective. They're not going to give it to you from a PvP perspective. They're the guys that are going to give it to you from both. They're going to know both areas, and they're going to say, okay, it's going to work like this here, and it's going to work like this here. If you want to get the best of both, this is what you're going to look for. Try this out. You might see better results this way. And that's the type of guys that I want, because there's a lot of people out here who say that you cannot combine the two. You cannot combine PvE with PvP. You can if you do two things, and I've said this at the very beginning, knowing the numbers, and you take away sustained damage off everything, and you just go off base and burst. Just those two, not the three, because the three is base damage, burst damage, and sustain. If you take... Oh, you went and watched my video? The reaction here? Thank you. If you guys go and take those three, because that's the three ways to find out about a build, right? That's the three ways. Number one, base damage, right? Number two, burst damage. Number three is sustained damage. Now, these two work in both areas. Base and burst work in PvE and PvP. Sustained only works in PvE. So if I remove that from the equation, if I remove that one from the equation, you can tell if your build is going to work for both. Why? Because I cannot sustain damage on you if you're moving around like a chicken with your head cut off. So if I remove that from the equation, I now have a base and a burst damage, which works in both areas. You know if your build is good for PvE or PvP. That's all you have to do, is remove one of those that doesn't work, and you'll get your answer. Number two is, after you have done so, is removing all the talents. You're not trying to get a pulse damage when someone might be running pulse resistance, right? So I have to remove that from the equation, because while I'm killing you or shooting you, you may be pulse resistance. You may be not pulse resistance. And that's why I put it on to kill you. But then when you die by me, you see my build and what I'm using, you go and switch to pulse resistance. So you have now removed my weapon's damage, right? So if you remove my weapon's damage, why am I testing all this damage? Why am I testing that damage if I can't get it against you? You have to test without the talents. So what do? In that sense, you put on a piece of shit talent. You put on that one, like I said, the one with the cross. You know, the one where you shoot headshots and it gives you more for your heals. You put that on your weapon, you test it. And if your weapon on this versus this weapon versus that weapon versus that one, that one, that, and you test them that way, you will know which one is going to be the better one. Because if a player comes out and puts on a counter build to what you're using, you have to know what your damages are against that. And that's how you test, which is why so many people, and I have to say it, DOD does this. He goes in by the numbers, but he doesn't go, well, fuck, because this person's countering that. Because he doesn't equate for someone countering that build. He doesn't equate for that weapon countering that one. That's where PvP players shine, because we're not just fighting NPCs that don't have a counter. The only ones that don't have a counter are legendary, because you could set them little fuckers on fire and then a split second later they're no longer on fire because they have 50% hazard protection damn near, right? So they're on fire for a little bit and then they're not on fire. That's about all protection that they have. They're not pulse resistant, they're not nothing else. They just, okay, they're on fire, they're not on fire. So there is no counters to their stuff. The only things that they have are heal boxes. So they heal themselves up. They have Rikers, which little fucker just comes out of the door, boom, they all got health. Even the guys who have health, you have another one that comes out with them, now they got double health. It's fucked up, because that's how PvE goes. But PvP, I could be hazard protection, and you're trying to use fire. You're trying to use that LMG, the Iron Lung, which puts me on fire, and I'm 90% burn resistance. Well, I just took away a lot of damage from you, right? Because now you can't account for that burn. They don't account for that because they're just, I'm getting this damage, I'm getting this damage, I'm getting this. In PvP, I countered it. So if I remove the talents, if I remove all that, that's how we know which weapon is going to be better. So those are the two factors that they will never comprehend because they're not using that type of scenario. Which is why even he said at the beginning of his that the EB, if you take away the talents, which he was able to do, and he did so, the EB is number one because I took all the talents away. Right. Sci-Fi Universe. What's up, Sci-Fi? What's up, Tin Man? How you been? Can you hear me now, Tin Man? I took off my headsets. I'm not using my headsets. Apparently it's a lot clearer without my headsets. Apparently every headset I use is just digit. Like I can't use this one. Apparently this one sucks. That one's like 4 years old. I just got this motherfucker, and apparently it still picks up static. So I just go like this, and apparently y'all can hear me. Yeah, see? It's stupid. It's stupid! Oh, man, it's fucking... I'm not going to strip in front of y'all, but man, it's fucking hot in here, man. And if one of y'all starts playing a song while I'm doing this, I swear to God, get banned. Yeah, and see, he's one of those guys, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of those that are in those types of clans. That's what we want for you guys. He's a part of that right there. Yeah, and I'm enjoying Starfield, honestly. I've been enjoying Starfield. It keeps me occupied. But again, the one reason why I'm not really going back to D2 right now is because I cannot stand the fact that I can one-tap a grenade in an entire server. I could be with my crew or just by myself, and if everybody's rogue nearby me or I go rogue and nobody else is rogue, I could kill all other 11 people in one grenade. With one grenade. That is not right. It's not right. Like, I thought the trap build that I created was toxic. This right here, one tap, is toxic. It's the one reason why nobody wants to PvP. And it's one reason why we decided a long time ago to try to combine all of these clans together. So each other in the same DZ, or we could get a 12-man server, and we do so. We do it so that way we don't have to deal with that type of shit, and we can enjoy a game. I don't know if any of y'all are old enough, or if you remember, long ago when Halo first came out, the very first Xbox, you know, the old black box. I used to host LAN parties. If y'all remember anything about that, we'd hook up 4 different Xboxes, 4 different TVs. These 2 Xboxes would be in this room, these 2 Xboxes would be in this room, and we hosted LAN parties. I'm probably showing my age with that, but that's what we did, and I used to host those. And we'd all get down, have a good time, you know, just partying up, all that kind of stuff. That's what we used to do. But I'm trying to bring that type of shit back, you know, a community of guys and girls who could get together and just have a good time together in one spot with a game that we all enjoy. Damn screen, yeah, that's why we put them in the other room. This group would be in that room who was on red team, this group would be on that room with blue team, and that's what we do, so we didn't have to watch someone else's screen. And there would be that one guy who'd bring his own remote control with a really long cord, standing at the door going, he's over here at this place. Like, close the fucking door, asshole. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring that type of camaraderie back. That's what our Discord is about. Our Discord right now is about having a good time, making friends, chit-chatting with each other, sharing photos of dogs, sharing photos of guns, you know, memes, just chatting with people, figuring out, you know, like, I used to think you were an asshole. Now I see you're just like me. You're a cool dude. Cool. We ended all that bullshit with people who dislike each other, and we made a Discord where people can be like, I don't like you. Well, voice your opinion over here into this chat room and try to see if you can end it. Yeah. Be no new. Wait, what? Is it true there will be no new anything until DLC drops next year after 1/6/24? I personally don't think so. The reason why I say this, sci-fi, is someone made me think about this, okay? They asked me a simple question, and it made me question what I was thinking as well. So I'll put it to you this way. The developers have hinted at maybe putting something new behind something, right? And maybe coming out with something else that's new. So why would they lock a weapon behind getting NSA credits? Probably because it's not about an incursion. They want to bring something new to Descent. So new to the game, like missions or other stuff or DZ, probably not. No new incursion, no new raid. But I'm pretty sure, because a lot of people are enjoying Descent, they actually have a poll out there, and it's showing almost 41 point something percent of people enjoying Descent. Never played Descent, and you might be one of those people. You might be. But a lot of people enjoy Descent. So I would suspect, since they put the new exotic weapon behind Descent, that there's going to be something new for Descent. Yeah, see, Frame, he's got a lot of NSA. I'm like, hey, Frank, you mind throwing me a little bit of that NSA this way, buddy? You gonna throw me some this way? Like, he's all over here with a raincoat. Hey, I got some NSA for you, man. But honestly, it's kind of fun. It is. My buddy Gator, who he's been gone for so long. I miss this man. Gator bait. Not Gator fans, but Gator bait. He finally came back. He got his life and everything situated. He's back, and he's kind of bored with the PvP stuff because he's seen all the bad shit that's in there. He wanted to find something to go play, and he thought about doing raids, but there's not that many guys who just who he can just go out there and raid with. So I got him into Descent, showed him how to do it, and he's hooked. He's straight hooked on it. He can't get enough of it because he likes the idea that I can restart everything. Like I used to look like this, and now I'm using this build. I'm now changing everything up. And exactly, yes, nothing is the same. That's one thing he likes about it. It's something new and fresh every run. Like this run right here, you might face True Sons when you first start out, right? Is that what all y'all are slowed down for? Really? That truck has been there for 3 fucking days. Oh, that's why you're all interested in it. Never mind. How has that truck been there for 3 days and the lights are still on? It is in the river with its lights still on for 3 days. Yeah, there's okay, if you don't know, I am at mile marker 49 on I-55 in Arkansas. If you go to Google Maps right now, if you go to I-55 in Arkansas on Google Maps, you'll see at milepost 49, there's a lot of construction and roads that are shut down. The southbound side is all shut down because everybody wants to look at a tractor that I've passed by twice now that's still in the fucking ditch that they haven't yanked out because he's down in the river. And that USA truck that's in the river, his lights are still on. How, for 3 days, is your lights still on if you've been in the water for that long? What do you say? Do you think ETU numbers will be in the toilet by the end of summer? Yeah. Them batteries are definitely, those batteries are definitely die-hard batteries. The toilet, yes, I would say so. Don't mark me on this. Do not mark me on this. What if this new Project Resolve does not fix a lot of the PvP issues? There's going to be a lot of PvP players who finally say they're done, and there will be almost no PvP. Right now, the numbers stand as this. From the very last time the developers have posted this on Reddit, the numbers right now are 74% play PvE. 26% only pay PvP, but they also play PvE. Which is why I said earlier in this video that 60% play PvE and 40% play PvP, because even those players that play PvE also go do things like count down the year They do other things, but those that only play PvE, they only play PvE. So if this does not fix PvP issues, let's round that number up to 40, like I said, and that 40% is gone. That game is going to just tank. It will tank. Because they have offered to give us back so much and to try to fix so many issues that if they don't fix them, especially if they don't fix the behind you talent where it's giving that much damage, it's going to make everybody feel like there's a damage glitch in the dark zone where we were all pissed off about St. Elmo's. We're not going to be pissed off about St. Elmo's. We're going to be pissed off about this dude just killed me with 2 bullets. And he's all blue. Like right now, I have an idea for a build that's going to piss a lot of players off. All I have to do is go make a crit damage rigger build. If y'all are watching and you PvP, you know exactly where I'm going with this. This is the mind of a PvPer. I can go make a rigger build that gives me heals and gives me a quick duration just by deconstructing stuff with a rigger backpack and put on a decoy and put on something else that may do damage, may heal me or whatever, because rigger gives heals as well. Toss a fucking decoy and then deconstruct it when I want to deconstruct it, and then toss it again and keep getting that damage talent of behind you. I then have a full just glass cannon build because of that right there, and only having rigger. Because I can keep the decoy going. I can keep it going and keep it going non-stop. And you're going to tell me that that's not broken for PvP? I bet no one thought of that one yet. I bet some of y'all are going, ooh, that's an idea. Like imagine rigger, all damage, all headshot damage. Then I take a white death with determined. 2-piece Habsburg. Boom, I've got headshot damage, I got marksman rifle damage. Rigger. Boom, I toss out a decoy. Behind you. I take off determined, and now I put on behind you where determined was. I got instantaneous damage. Oh yeah, definitely. If the developer's pushing back to 2025, yeah, this game is gone. But again, like I said right now, if I were to take off determined, my M1A that has, or not M1A, but my white depth that has determined on it, and I put on behind you, right? And I put on my 2-piece Habsburg, you're done. You'll never see me. Boom, I hide, I put on a decoy. You come out there, I shoot you. I don't even have to land a headshot. I kill you. You're gone. There's no stopping them. And then if you damage me, I've got a skill nearby me that heals me. Like, dude. I've already got some ideas thinking about that when they talk about it. That right there is way overpowering for PvP. I've already run the numbers. It's way overpowering. 35, yeah. Yeah. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. I'd intercept me a lot. Yeah, exactly. Most of them like to just go in there and PvP to get just to get the you know, the feel. Heartland is a shit show. Yeah, that's so hard. But again, you'd think so, Frame. You really would. You would think that players would want to go out there, get descent, get the blueprints, so they don't have to actually go farm in the DZ. They just be able to instantaneously go craft their stuff. They don't. Some of them don't ever think that way. Those are the guys who are just diehard PvPers. Those are the guys who will never leave the dark zone. Those are the guys who will never leave conflict. They will never obtain those things because they will not leave their comfort zone. Same with guys at PvE. Those guys right there, they will never leave their comfort zone to step into the PvP realm. I don't blame them. That's what they like to play. I just, when I come out here with a build video, I want you guys to go, oh shit, you know, like this works here and this works here. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, he's in our Discord. If you have questions, I'm sure he'd be free to answer your questions. He'll help you out with builds. He'll give you ideas. If I'm not online in my Discord and you're in there, by all means, ask him. He'll probably guide you too. Guys like that who play both, like I said, guys who play both are most of the guys in my Discord. They're the guys who see both realms. They are not one-sided to either side. They're not PvE, they're not PvP, they're both. They will tell you exactly what they think is good for both, or they'll tell you, hey, this only works for this. This only works for that. Go try this, go try that. They'll try to help you out if you don't know. Because that's the guys we want. We want the guys who don't have a one-sided opinion. We want those guys who don't just want to give you, this is the only way. We want those guys to go, give this a try. You'll see this here, and you'll see this here. And you come to the conclusion on your own of what you choose. I don't like that much is conflict. I play conflict, but I don't really like conflict. I know how to play conflict. I do have some conflict type builds and things like that. I don't promote them that often. And it's just because in that right there, if you get pushed into a spawn trap type thing, sometimes they can just kill you as you come back out of the spawn. And it is the one thing that has always frustrated me because it's like you're stuck in one spot. You know, in the DZ, I got this door, and I got this door, and I got that door, and I got this door. I can come out wherever I want. You know, I died. Oh shit! Let me outthink these guys. Let me go over here. It's the only thing I never really liked about conflict, and the fact that conflict still allows you to have things like the fucking flamethrower, where you can burn a dude alive like that, and still have extra ammo. But they don't allow you to have that ammo in the fucking DZ. Yeah, that will be play the close ways and a long way to go. Yeah, and that's what I've heard too. Okay, that is one question I have been asked a few times. So hear me out. the first division was New York, right? First division was New York. The second division was Washington, and then they kind of took us back to New York, right? Now, hear me out. I know this sounds a little one-sided for me, but I would love, me personally, I would love to see one of two things. I agree with the Europe, but I'm kind of on which one. But I would love to see Dallas, Texas be the next one. And hear me out on this one. I know it sounds cliche because I'm from Texas. But it's got Dallas and Fort Worth, and they're literally 30-minute drive apart. There are so many big buildings between a two-city area like that, where they're so close together that you could make for some phenomenal areas to have invasions, dark zones, blah blah blah, because they got so many big buildings. And it is if you ever look at an actual map, you'll see Fort Worth here, Dallas here, and Denton. They are literally what we call a tri-state area, right? You know, a tri-city area. It would make for the perfect area for any PvP type place. It's a 30-mile range, and if you look at how big Washington, D.C. is on this map, it's technically a 15 to 20-mile range type map. So Dallas and Fort Worth being 30 miles, it's just a little bit bigger, but you got tons of buildings between the two. Tons of roadways, tons of underground areas, tons of stuff you can put in there. Like, I don't know of that many cities or places that have that much in a 30-mile range, except for probably things like California, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and all that. And there's too many games that put that over there, you know, Grand Theft Autos, San Andreas, and San Francisco, and all that kind of stuff. But nobody ever does one for my state, as big as it is. So I personally would love to see one. Yeah, I've heard a rumor in Chicago as well. Shreveport, Louisiana, that would be a good one. They got the Baton Rouge, yeah, that would be a good one. But I've heard that about Chicago. Chicago being the next one, because Chicago's another one. It's huge for nearly that, but it's one city. I just think it would be neat because you have three cities. If they want to keep to the idea of a 3 dark zone type area, you could have a Denton, Dallas, Fort Worth dark zone, 3 different dark zones in a 3-state or a 3-city state. Right there, boom, just done. It would work. You have no clue how easy that would work. Or even putting the fucking dark zone right in the middle between the 3. Like D1, you know, the dark zone's right in the fucking middle. It would work. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, oh yeah. Louisiana would be another great one right there. Baton Rouge. Are they bringing back the snow? Are they? I know people have been asking for it. I haven't heard them say they are. Are they really? Okay. Cool. That's cool. I'm gonna go pull out my white tusk outfit then. I'm gonna blend in. I'm gonna be like John Cena. You can't see me. find out. Oh, D3, not D2, no. I was hoping for D2. Okay, never mind. Yeah, on that right there, if, and again, I know they've already talked about D3 and that they're going to be doing it. I hope if that's right, if it is true for D3, I would hope that they're smart enough to go, okay, it's currently this season in the world. It's winter, here's snow. Okay, now in real life, it's this season, let's take away the snow. You know what I mean? I hope that they're smart enough to do that. Not just leave it in there like that 24/7. Oh, motherfucker. Why? All of a sudden did you just decide, really? You... Check the gauges. Man, you got fucking lucky. Put on your fucking hazards and come to a damn near stop right in the fucking middle of the road. Last product would have slid to the front, I'd have been fucked on my way. Thank God I pay attention ahead of me. Goddamn license out of a Cracker Jack box these days. Fuck. I'm checking my gauges. Alright. Here, I'll show y'all what I gotta check. See that gauge on the top left? That's the weight of my load right there. I got my oil temperature right next to that, amperage. Just below there is the torque, pressure, temp pressure. That one on the top left, if I would have had to brake really hard, I would have slid most of my product into the front of my trailer, and I'd have been overweight. Hauling Uncle Roger's rice. No, just like I am hauling rice. So I just brake that hard, it slides. I brake really hard going in reverse, it slides that way. I don't have baffles like some of the water trailers, big tankers. You have to stay vigilant. One wants to watch for it. There's a guy who, y'all probably know about him. His name is Hookem Gaming. He's another YouTuber. He cracks me up. He sends me messages and stuff like that. He goes, dude, The Kamikaze Bond dude will literally just make a 16-minute video talking about just random ass stupid shit. I'm like, did he? He goes, fuck yeah, he did, man. This dude. I'm like, that's funny. I love him. He's a good guy. It doesn't help that Hookem Gaming lives about 30 or 40 minutes from my house. So we know each other. I haven't really met up, but I plan to at some time. But yeah, him and me, we live pretty damn close together. Y'all don't have a link, I'm probably going to cut this here in a little bit. I got to start looking to see where to park because I'm going to be running out of hours here pretty soon. So I've got to cut it out here in a little bit. But please, if you want to join the Discord, please do so. Send me a message on any video, any community post. I'll send you a link if the link doesn't work that we already have up. Come in, join up. There's guys like there in the comments, Brain, McRib. There's other YouTubers. There's clan leaders. All of those guys will give you honest to God proper information. Again, they'll give you from the left, from the right hand side, whatever you want to know, you know, PvE, PvP, damages. They'll guide you, they'll help you out, they'll give you tips and tricks on what does work in PvP, what doesn't work in PvP, what does work in PvE, what doesn't work in PvE, and so on and so forth. If you want that, if you just want to come in there and shoot the shit, you want to see funny ass memes, you know, make new friends, join a clan that does PvP because you're looking to get interested in it, they're there. If you are a clan leader or you know your clan leader would like to do stuff like that, let them know. Come in, represent your clan. We'd be more than happy to have you on PlayStation or PC doing this kind of stuff. So please reach out and we'll try to get you in. But I gotta let it go. I got a way station up ahead. I got a cop to my left, another cop up there. Apparently they're going after something, I don't know what. And I gotta get down this road. I gotta find a place to park tonight. I need to get a fucking shower. And shave, shower, shave. But I'll catch y'all guys later. And that's about it. Y'all be good, be safe, be blessed, and take care. Stay warm.